You're listening to The Services Brief, part of Main Street Media. I'm Taylor. It's Friday, May 29, 2026. Today's business spotlight, plus the three numbers that mattered this week. This week's spotlight is on Strong Pilates, an Australian-founded boutique fitness franchise expanding into the United States, and specifically on a technology launch from May 19 that tells a story worth paying attention to, whether you run a gym, a trades business, or anything that requires delivering a consistent service experience across multiple locations. Strong was built around two proprietary pieces of equipment: the row former, a rowing reformer hybrid, and the bike former, a bike reformer setup. Classes are interval style and high exertion, which positions Strong differently from restorative reformer concepts. That distinction matters for the economics. Members who feel they're getting measurable, physical results from a boutique studio tend to stick. The monthly ticket price holds. The sales conversation is easier when the outcome is visible. The business launched in Australia and has been methodically entering the U.S. market, starting with Texas. The next major market is Chicago, where a Lakeview studio opens June 6. More markets are being added. The technology move that got attention this month is Connect. Strong's new in-studio connected training platform launched May 19. Connect integrates tablets directly into the row former and bike former machines. Programming now flows from a central system into each machine rather than being manually configured by the instructor before class. That eliminates a setup step, but more importantly, it standardizes the product. Every Strong class in Sydney and every Strong class in Dallas is running the same programming, updated from one place. The second piece of Connect is Strong Zones, a real-time performance feedback system that shows each member their individual intensity targets through color-coded zones displayed on the tablet. Members get personalized data without the franchise having to build personalization into every instructor's skill set. The equipment does the heavy lifting. That is a significant operational advantage at scale. Here's what the Strong model is actually demonstrating for other service business owners. The franchise is making a deliberate bet that proprietary hardware combined with centralized software creates a more defensible position than a curriculum-only model. A competitor cannot replicate the experience by buying generic equipment. A member cannot replicate it at home on a standard reformer. And a franchisee cannot easily drift from the brand standard when the equipment itself enforces it. The result is a product where retention and consistency are features of the system rather than outcomes dependent on which instructor showed up this morning. If you're thinking about what it would take to expand beyond your current footprint, whether that's a second location or a franchise model someday, Strong is asking a question worth borrowing. What in your service is currently reliant on individual skill, and how much of that could be systematized without stripping out what makes it worth the price? The answer won't always be proprietary hardware, but the question is the right one. Now, three numbers from this week: 27. That's the number of active private equity-backed platforms currently rolling up HVAC, plumbing, and electrical businesses in the United States, according to CTA Acquisition's 2026 PE Buyer Guide. Apex Service Partners alone is operating 107 brands, $1.3 billion in annual revenue, and more than 8,000 tradespeople. If you own a trades business, the buyers exist. The question is whether you've done the work to know what you're worth to them. 2.3%. That's the increase in unit labor costs for Q1 2026, per the Bureau of Labor Statistics release from May 7. Productivity grew only 0.8% over the same period. That gap, costs rising faster than output, is where margin gets quietly squeezed for service businesses. If your service prices haven't moved since before Q1, you are likely already behind. 74%. That's the share of field service organizations planning to increase their AI investment in 2026 per FSM software research released this month. 3 out of 4 of your potential competitors are adding AI to scheduling, dispatch, and estimating. If you're not at least evaluating what your current platform can do, you're already a version behind. That's it for Friday. Find all of Main Street Media's shows wherever you listen. Subscribe, leave a review, and I'll see you Monday for the Cross Industry Briefing.